Make the ground shake.
Hello everyone and welcome to another tank review. This time we are going to look at the tier 9 Chinese heavy tank, the WZ-111. This tank boasts a great rate of fire, a huge alpha damage gun, and pretty okay mobility. Let's look into the armor first. On the hull there is not much to talk about here. Upper plate unangled, it is around 215 to 230, so pretty much anything at tier 9 can pen this. Gold doesn't have a chance of bouncing here. If you use your gun depression, it can get up to some pretty okay values, but anything in tier 10 and tier 9 won't struggle to pen this, but it can pull off some bounces if you know how to angle it a bit. The lower plate 80 millimeters, pretty much unangled, so anything you will meet will pen this. Even at these kind of angles, as you can see, it is around 200 of effective armor, and this time so don't even bother angling this, just hide it if at all possible. If you cannot hide it, just go like this, because it doesn't matter if something hits here, it will penetrate. The side armor is again 80 millimeters thick, but now you have tracks, so this tank can do side scraping in a way, but then again you are exposing this part here, and if somebody shoots you here, he might actually be able to even pen you. Now the great thing about the side armor is it has this sort of spaced armor here, so if somebody shoots you here, the shot might get eaten so to say. The rear armor trash, but it's rear armor, so who gives a damn. Now the turret is pretty okay. It does have these two cupolas here, which are permanent weak spots. I have to agree with you, but if you are wiggling and constantly moving, you won't have a problem. The turret itself, as you can see, the gun mantlet pretty much unpenetrable, 500. Some zones are weak right around the gun, but I wouldn't bet on it. These zones 400, 280, so pretty much nothing can pen you. Now there is a chance some shots to go into the gun mantlet and bounce right into the hull, and that can be annoying, even though it hasn't happened to me. I've heard a lot of stories about it, so be wary of that, but it happens very rarely, but if it does, it's pretty annoying. Now if we look into the gun itself, I'll compare it to the IS-8 since I think it is the closest competitor to this thing. We can see that the DPM is slightly worse than the IS-8, but this thing has 50 more alpha damage, which is one of the highest in the tier. It was the highest, but now with the introduction of the new Japanese tier 9 heavy, it is the second highest, but 490 is nothing to mess about. On the penetration at 244, it is pretty low compared to the other tanks, but I was able to do it, and it certainly didn't give me any problems. The rate of fire is pretty bad, but if we compare it to something like an E75, you will see that this thing fires almost a second and a half faster, which will be shown in the game in direct competition. The reload time obviously worse than the IS-8. The shell velocity is pretty okay, but it could have been better. Now the aim time, the accuracy and the soft stats are obviously worse because this is a much harder hitting gun than the one on the asset, but they are not bad. I mean, the aim time at 2.9 seconds is pretty okay for the caliber it gets, and the accuracy of 0.38 is pretty damn good. I will have to admit. The soft stats are obviously worse, but that comes with the gun. The gun depression at -5 is pretty okay. Now another trait about the WZ is its top speed. At 50 kilometers an hour it can shift around the battlefield as fast as pretty much some medium tanks, certainly faster than the Centurion 7-1. The power output is pretty weak at 600 and a 13.42 horsepower pattern. It is not good, but it gets the soft stats which pull it out. The view range is up there with the best at 400 meters, so there is nothing to worry about there. Now for equipment, a vert stab and a rammer as always, and for the third slot either vents or gunling drive. I go with vents because I think the gun is pretty okay and it doesn't need anything more. And since this is Chinese and it does get set on fire from the front and it loses its ammo, a fire extinguisher is a must. Don't go with food and stuff because you are risking a certain fire which might ruin your game instantly. And for those two it's pretty usual. 4 skills, safe storage pretty much a must for any kind of Chinese tank. Also barrels and arms helps, off-road driving helps, smooth drive helps, all the great stuff that helps with aiming the gun can help. For the commander, 6 cents obviously, and repairs. That's enough of this. Let's get into some proper gameplay, and off we go with this game. As you can see, I am top tier. It's a pretty nice matchup for me. Only 4 tier 9s on each side and no artillery, which means this game can be played properly. Now it's an encounter battle on Himmelsdorf, and always if you have some armor and you have a good spawn, go on the hill. This does not play like the standard battle, so my suggestion is to always attack the hill on encounter, but you can push the valley if there are no tanks there. Now since our E75 is in the valley and the ST1 went there with the IS-8, I am only worried about the E75. I don't know where he might be, and as I make myself up the hill I do spot him. This Tiger 2, I had to take a snapshot. I don't want to lose any health, and if it pans, it pans. If it doesn't, well, we'll shoot him some other time. Now this is an E75 showdown, and this is where the great DPM will come in hand. I put one shot into him and I pull back. He doesn't fire back at me. Already I am at an advantage. Now I do put a shot into the SP1C, and now this is where the reload will come in. Just look at this. I do have time to shoot and pull back, and he is not even reloaded. That is where the WZ will almost all the time come out on top. The Tiger too far, but I do want to take out this E75. He shoots me, but that shot had to be taken because he is one of the most dangerous tanks out here. Now I do see that the valley is now done, and the IS-6, IS-8 and the ST1 are pushing forward, and we have to take care of this hill as fast as we can. The Tiger is a one shot for me and I take him out. Only the Challenger is left on the hill, and he will get taken out before I can do anything about it, and I immediately will try to go down again and and reunite with the team there. Now I do spot this AT-15, but I do not have the gun depression to do anything, and I do not want to waste time with him, so I will now just push forward. Now I proxy spot the IS-8, and there are two things now. With trade I come out on top, 325 for 511, and this time around the time is more important than the actual HP trading, and that is why I decided to go flat on and just trade with him straight up. Now I do not want to take another shot from this AT-15A, because if he shoots me I will be in a one shot range for pretty much anything. Now he shoots and the T-55 is in his ass, and I shoot him one more time and decide to move on, because there is no point of me just going there, because the T-55 will take him out before I do anything. And as I said, time is now more important. We need to push the enemy. We do not want them to reunite. And the good thing is now that unless the ST1 or the IS-8 roll high, I am roll really high. I am not in a one-shot range for both of them, which means I can take a hit from both. This ST1 is presenting me his rear, and I will happily shoot him there. Another great hit, but a gun load rolled a bit low with 499, 449. The IS-8 is presenting his head, and that shot was very slim. It had I don't know how it went so close. Now he shot, and I have a clear shot on his lower plate. A pretty high roll, 556. It has to be set, and now I will try to put another shot into him just to help out this T-55A, and put another shot into the back of his turret, 505, and the T-55A takes him out. The T-54, he played pretty badly. I mean, a top tier T-54 on full health, last enemy left, is pretty poor, I have to say. Now he penetrates my upper plate because I was unangling my already angled upper hull, and he pinned me. Now I shoot him in the side, already up to 5.8k damage, and it will be nice if I can get one more shot in before he gets taken out, and GG. Let's look into the post-battle results. And here we are in the post-battle results of that very quick game. I managed to pick up ace tanker, some tokens, and high caliber. In this game certainly I was dealing the damage, I was not doing it for the kills. If you look into the team score, we can see that we did finish top on experience and top on damage, with 1.4k base experience, 4 kills, and 6000 damage. Now this team did pretty okay because all of our tier 9s apart from the 75 did a hell of a job. We carried this one pretty hard with the T-55, and Lorraine having pretty good games as well. If you look into my stats, we can see that we did fire 16 shots, 15 hit, and 14 penetrated. To be honest, we weren't fighting at long ranges, so the accuracy of the gun and the aim time did not matter, even though they are not the worst in the tier. We did receive 4 hits. We did receive 5 hits, 4 of which pent and 1 bounced, with 440 damage blocked by armor. Usually the armor can bounce more, but in this game, because it was so quick, I was not bothering to use it effectively. I had to do what I had to do. We did spot 5 enemies, 8 were damaged and 4 destroyed, with 71 assistance damage. Anyway guys, that was my take on the WZ-111, the tier 9 heavy tank, Chinese heavy tank. It is certainly to me one of the best tier 9 tanks in the game and one of the most fun. It is not as noob friendly as the 75 or the ST1, but I prefer it because of its mobility and great rate of fire. Hope you enjoyed this review, and bye for now.